Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our Paws on Netflix segment.
Yes, and this time we are covering the first season of the anime Hell's Paradise. And now it's going to have a season 2, but it's no longer exclusive on Netflix. It's going to be on Crunchyroll as well.
Yes, and in honor of season 2 coming out in January of next year, which is really close, we decided to give you a review of this series. So, the story follows Ninja Gabimaru, voiced by Alejandro Sa, and the executioner Yamada Asuman Sagari as they search for the elixir of life. And lots of crazy things happen in the universe.
Gosh, right?
And it is unbelievable, psychological thriller, dark fantasy action, and it doesn't fail to deliver.
Right.
But before we get started,
be sure to like, subscribe for some future podcasts and multiple videos.
And thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing to our channels, commenting everything you do specials. We appreciate you so much. Hope you're enjoying your Spooktober.
Yes.
So if you're not familiar with Hell's Paradise, also known as Jiko Kuraku, making sure I pronounce it correctly, it's written and illustrated by Yuji Kaku, who also wrote the manga Ayashiman we covered several weeks ago.
Right.
The manga itself ran 13 volumes, has 13 volumes, and ran from January of 2018 to January of 2021. With the anime having 13 episodes, and we're hoping it's just the first season because it definitely left on a cliffhanger.
Right. And this series became available on Netflix around a few months ago, and we're only now just getting to it. And actually, we're just trying to finish it because we were doing multiple animes at once. And we only knew about this coming because the manga had ended earlier this year, and a lot of people were really loving it and talking about it. And clearly, it didn't run long because it ended pretty quickly. So when it did an anime adaptation, I guess they wanted to jump on the fan base that had built up so quickly. And in here, it takes a lot of inspiration from other anime / mangas. When you start watching, you pay attention if you've never read it. Like a huge inspiration from Demon Slayer, Bleach, Inuyasha, all with a certain theme of supernatural and fantasy and having to do with even different religions and faiths from around the world.
Definitely. Okay, the main character is named Gabimaru, and he was captured during an assassination mission he was on and sentenced to be executed. But no matter what they did to him, they could not take him out. So he was given the choice of going to an island to retrieve the elixir of life, along with Yamada Asuman Sagiri, who at first doesn't trust him, and then learns he's not the person she thought he was. So believing his love for his wife to be subconsciously keeping him alive, he goes ahead and agrees to the expedition. And a lot of other convicts are sent as well, because the Shonen Gate has sent other groups to go, but they ended up not coming back because they were killed. So this time they sent convicts along with Yamada Asuman, who they must return with in order to get the pardon, which we know is not going to happen now because too many of them have been taken out.
Yeah, quite a bit in just, I think 13 episodes in this whole first season. A majority of who you start off with are unfortunately gone. Only in this instance, this is pretty much the theme of the show and the manga, rather than coming in way late in the game.
Takes place during the Edo period, and there's a lot of, as Rascal mentioned, mentions of different religious practices and different belief systems that are in here, supernatural as well as things that actually exist in our universe. The problem with this anime is we didn't cover it on Paws because there's quite a few things in here not suitable for family viewing, and Paws is a family channel. They include, let's see, how can I delicately put this? They include the belief, like some other systems, that engaging in coitus makes your Tao stronger.
Yeah, because there's a heavy focus on Tao towards the end, and at first they do talk about the energy flow that people use, like when they move around their furniture. Then it gets to some more dark.
They have these characters that are known as the
Tencent
because I keep thinking Tengen.
Okay.
They're known as the Tensen, and they are there. And they change genders fluidly at any
Literally,
moment, at any time.
yes. Literally.
The male will change to the female, and then he tells you he's stronger as a female, and vice versa. And then they show these two changing and engaging in coitus at different times. So again, this is not family friendly.
No.
Good thing the story is very interesting, though, because at first when we watched the first 3 episodes, we weren't sure we were going to continue. We took a break. And I said, let's give it another chance because I'm hearing really good things about it. I haven't covered anything for Netflix in a while on my channel. Mm-hmm. And then once we got back into it, yes, you got into a story. It got really interesting. There's a lot of action. And as Roscoe said, you can pick out, oh, that's Rengoku. That's Muichiro.
Yeah.
That's Ginyu. You can pick out whom they are. That's Shinobu, whom they're replicating in the anime.
Yeah.
They even have one character, and she's a combination of Maki and Mei from JJK and Shinobu from Demon Slayer.
Right.
We were like, okay.
And one I found the most hilarious was that they had one that was supposed to be Rengoku, but he was, I guess, sexist in here, and it's like, don't do that to him in his memory. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, that actually is probably one of the best things about it, is that when you watch it, you can actually see a lot of these influences, and especially it gets towards the end, and it actually starts having things from Inuyasha in here too, when they have a swarm of bugs or hornets or something like they used to have in that series. And one that ended up being funny has nothing to do with anime. I thought was, well, not anime, nothing to do with fantasy, like Inuyasha and stuff, is when they had a character who they called Mei. There is actually a Mei in here.
Yes.
And a pink-haired one. And when someone addresses her, they call her Mei-sama. And
yes.
I was like, who decided that needs to be in here?
So
it's like, all things that.
yes, she's the little girl that's in here, so you see her. But it's really pretty good. It's definitely worth the watch. The cliffhanger, definitely you don't know what's going to happen. Something interesting comes in at the end. The entire season, you're told that Gabimaru just wants to get back and see his wife. You see images of his wife who has a scar. She's a strawberry blonde. And how she's kind to him and how he learned to be better. And he's like, I don't care about anything but getting back to my wife. And then the character, who's a combination of, as we said, Mei and Maki and Shinobu. Her name is Yuzuriha. And they call her self-centered. And then there's the Asaman, his name is Senta. And you think he's in love with her. He says no, he just admires her and he's jealous of her because of how she lived her life versus how he lived his, and did what was expected of him by his parents. And she says, you know, he keeps talking about this wife, but does she really exist? Mm-hmm. What if it was planted by the king, I'm going to say. Yeah. He's called, I think, the priest. Yeah. In his head so that he would come and do this. Mm-hmm. And the more you watch it, the more by the end you think they didn't want any of these people to come back. Not only the convicts, but none of the Yamada Asaman's Island. It's like they wanted to get rid of all of them on purpose. Yeah, anyone that they disproved of or think will cause trouble in how they have their world structure, they just set to be never seen again. And you're wondering why, because if they claim they're going for the elixir of life, and some of them believe it doesn't exist now, and a couple believe it still does. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really disheartening by the last episode. Something happens to Gabimaru, and all the memories you were seeing, his head, all his changes to being a better person disappear, and he's back like he was at the beginning of the season, where he's just a ruthless assassin, and all he cares about is getting his mission done. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh no. Yeah, it's not so good ending / cliffhanger. So now it definitely keeps you interested to see what happens in the next season. Yes. The animation is really good, really fluid, lots of bright colors, because you've got the island that's full of these beautiful flowers that have a dark secret, and the people all look different. There's no mistaking one for the other. Oh, you even have a reference to Naruto.
Yes.
And his master.
Oh, who looks like who did you say looked like a mixture of Kakashi and someone else?
Yeah, Kakashi. Because instead of having the band, he's blind.
Oh, but the Stone Hashira. What is his name?
Yes, Yomi.
Yeah.
And so you have both of them in here. And then there's a girl that he was gonna marry, but you're not sure whom she's representing. If you know what anime she's representing, let us know in the comments. But it's really good. It's worth the watch. It's on Netflix, but not exclusively. You can also watch it on Crunchyroll. So if you don't have one or the other, you can go to the ones you do have and watch it. As we mentioned, it's 13 episodes. It first premiered in April of this year. And yeah, we're just covering it, but that doesn't mean anything. It's perfect for this month. It's animated by MAPPA. Yeah, MAPPA's got a lot on their plate, but give it a watch if you haven't. So if you've seen season 1 of Hell's Paradise, let us know in the comments. Did you love it? Did you watch it when it originally aired like we did? Or have you gone to Crunchyroll where the first season is now available and watched it there? Tell us what you think. If you haven't seen it, go to Crunchyroll, check it out before season 2 premieres. We're telling you, you love really dark things, you're going to love this.
Yes.
It is interesting and like no other anime we've seen.
Right. And if you haven't already subscribed for updates and reviews of anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. As always,
you are special. Thank you so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
Rivers and streams, plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the form of